what a way to start Monday. But
I
thanks
love
for
the
coming.
tosses from Steve.
I know, aren't they adorable?
Yes.
They're always custom.
Yeah, they're made for us, and I thought he was going to say pork butts, and I was like, Steve, really? But
We're
he didn't say
making a
tacos.
pulled pork taco.
We are, and we are using a pork butt, and I wanted to begin, before we do the next segment, I want to kind of explain how you get to the point that you're going to see in the next segment. And you get that way by doing a couple different things. And you start with a pork butt. Now, this is just a small piece off the butt that I took, just cut off so you could see it. It's very inexpensive. It's a great cut of meat for slow cooking, for roasting, for, doing something like this where the meat just falls off the bone. Now, you'll see in the next segment the actual butt has a bone in it. You want the bone in it. There's a lot of flavor that comes off the bone. So it's one of those things that you're going to cook it for a long period of time. But before you do that, we're going to put some aromatics in it. And what we're going to do is we've taken a little bit of garlic and a little bit of Vidalia sweet onion. I like to use sweet onion because it's in season right now, but it's also, it adds a different kind of flavor to it as far as not that real tart, bitter flavor of an onion. It's kind of a little bit sweeter. Obviously, we're going to add a little bit of dried oregano. You could use fresh oregano if you want. Most folks just have dried around. You're just going to stir this together and make yourself kind of a little paste. Now, I've put little slits into the pork, okay? And what you're going to do is you're just going to take this and stuff it in there. You just want to stuff this into the pork butt. And what that is going to do is as the butt cooks and marinates, it's going to add additional flavor into the middle of the pork. Now, a lot of times when people marinate, they don't do this. They just try to marinate or season the top of it, and it really doesn't set long enough to get into the meat. So this gives an opportunity to get down into the meat. And I'm going to give you a little tip here. This tool that I'm using is actually a cheese spreader. So if you have one of these at home, it's got a nice flat edge on it. It works really well. This is kind of a Meredith thing. It works well for what it's for, but it also works really good for this.
Yeah, you have to make do.
Yeah, and actually it works really well because you can just kind of spread it over because it's kind of tough to get it all down in there, but you want to get it down in there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get some fresh oranges, get about a cup of fresh orange juice, and some limes. You get about 2/3 of a cup of fresh limes. You're going to put that all into a bowl, splash it with a little red wine vinegar, and also a little bit of canola oil. You're going to mix all that up, and you're going to let this marinate, okay? You've got the fat cap on it, and then you got the bone. You're just going to set it down in there. I let this one that you're going to eat today, I let it marinate for about 6 hours. Overnight's phenomenal because it gets that really nice. But you're going to taste a very strong citrus flavor to this, which adds a lot to it. This has kind of got a sort of a Cuban influence to it, kind of like if you were having a Cuban sandwich. But it makes phenomenal pulled pork sandwiches. We're also using some of the marinade for a sauce when we get done.
Awesome. So we'll take a look at all that whenever we have an exit with you in the next 30-minute block. But first, we're going to...
Thank you, Jessica.
Good intro.
That was a great toss. Jessica did a great job.
She did. Okay, pulled pork tacos. We're wrapping things up. We're going to pickle something this morning just because you know how deep my addiction is.
Her love for pickling stuff. This is a quick pickling thing. And this is a little bit of sugar, okay? Some red wine vinegar. You're just going to mix these together, and this is going to go over the red cabbage, and this is going to be the topping for our pulled pork, which you can see I've already made into some delicious tacos. And here's the pork as it's done. You can see the bones in there. The bone will remove from there very easily.
How long did you throw it in the
oven? I
didn't
throw it anyplace. What's that? Yeah, it was in the oven.
Yeah, how long did you prepare it?
This takes about this cooked overnight actually, but you can about 6 hours, good 6. Overnight works better because it's kind of whenever you're cooking something. This is something to remember. Whenever you're doing something like this, slow and low. You want to cook really slow at a low temperature. Okay, you'll get a really nice even cook, and it'll come out just delightful. Okay?
So this is just red cabbage.
Yes, and I'm going to put a little bit of red pepper flake in it just because I can't do anything without making it hot. Okay.
Right.
Over here on the flat top, we have some of the juice from the tacos, so we're going to use that. Okay. So I've taken some of the pulled pork, put it on a nice warm flour tortilla. You can use corn. I just kind of like flour better. I don't know why. I do.
I do too. I feel like it softs up more.
Yeah, you can put more stuff on it. So then a little bit of sour cream. Okay. And just a dollop there and a dollop there. And I thin my sour cream down a little bit with a little bit of milk or cream because I don't like it so thick. And then you just take a little bit of your juice over the top of that. This is a really good dish. One of the things I love about this dish is it's one of those dishes that you can feed a whole bunch of people for a little bit of money.
Well, now you have a whole bunch of people to feed here on
the family keeps growing, so I had to just,
we got to feed the band.
We were going to do pork chops, but then the band come along, and Jessica's out there.
Got to make sure they leave happy.
This has become sort of a deal here. And then I always like to put a little bit of lime, and then put a little bit of cilantro on there, just to spray. It adds such a fresh flavor to it. And I love the flavor of cilantro. One of the things that's good about this dish is this is a dish that, with football season coming up, and I really thought about this when I was putting this together. You know, people are in a transitionary period from summer to school.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. This is great for moms to put in the oven and cook it off. You can get a couple days of food off of one of these. Very inexpensive, $2 something a pound. I mean, you know, you can get a 4-pound, 3-pound piece of this. Goes a long, long way because it pulls off to so many different pieces. The other thing about it is it yields a lot because there is a fat cap on it. On the shoulder, not the butt.
No,
because he wants me to quit saying pork butt.
Yeah,
but on the shoulder, there's a fat cap, and on the butt there's a fat cap. But it cooks in. You get a lot of flavor out of the fat. So when you pull it, it's not like when you're eating a piece of meat that has a fat cap on it. You don't want to eat that. It just kind of blends into it, kind of like a brisket would. So it's one of those good opportunities to really feed a lot of folks and have a lot of fun with it. I think they're great. I think they're phenomenal for, like I said, football parties.
Yeah.
Labor Day's coming up. It's a great time to do it. And I was talking about the transitionary period. You're also kind of going from non-barbecuing to kind of fall-type dishes. So it's kind of a good transition dish. So.
Awesome, Bud. Thank you so much. You can watch all of his recipes, everything he's ever cooked on the show on our YouTube channel. You can do what I do, have your laptop in your kitchen, and you just kind of walk everybody through it.
Which is what
nice.
she does.
Yes,
She
every
becomes
once in a
quite a
while.
cook.
When I get brave.
Really?
And cook.
Oh, yeah. She's
Every
that.
once
Yeah,
in a
she's
while.
that. Yeah,
You're picking up
be
the pace.
Yeah, you're going to be able to do that soon. I'm
Catch
trying to
up,
figure out
Anthony.
something to work.
We've got a lot more. We'll have
I'll
smooth
take the number
condition.
2, no mayo.
Stick around. That's how you cook?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.